perfect wisdom, with the divisions of the Abhisamayalankara. Translated by Edward Conze. University of California Press, Berkeley, Los Angeles, London. Translation of the Sutra. Chapter 37, Unsupported Anywhere. Subhuti. Inactive is the perfection of wisdom. The Lord. Because all dharmas cannot be apprehended. The endeavours of the cognition of entities. The endeavours with regard to the skandhas. Subhuti. How, O Lord, should a bodhisattva course in perfect wisdom? The Lord. Here, subhuti, if a bodhisattva, who courses in perfect wisdom, does not course in form, then he courses in perfect wisdom. The endeavours with regard to the impermanence of the skandhas. If he does not course in the idea that form is not permanent or impermanent, not ease or ill, then he courses in perfect wisdom. And why? That form does not exist in such a way that impermanent or permanent, ease or ill, self or not self, attractive or repulsive can be predicated of it. And so for feeling. The endeavours with regard to the completeness or incompleteness of the skandhas. Moreover, if a bodhisattva who courses in perfect wisdom does not course in the idea that form, etc., is incomplete or complete, then he courses in perfect wisdom. And why? For what is the incompleteness or completeness of form? To all knowledge that is not form, to all knowledge. If also thus he does not course, then he courses in perfect wisdom. The endeavours with regard to non-attachment to the skandhas. Subhuti. It is wonderful, O Lord, to what extent both the attachment and the non-attachment to the bodhisattvas, the great beings, have been explained. The Lord. So it is, subhuti. They have been well explained by the Tathagata, the Arhat, the fully enlightened Buddha. Moreover, subhuti, if a bodhisattva who courses in perfect wisdom does not course in the idea that form is with attachment or without attachment, then he courses in perfect wisdom. Coursing thus, the bodhisattva, the great being, does not perceive form, as with or without attachment. The endeavours with regard to the immutability of perfect wisdom. Subhuti. It is wonderful, O Lord, how demonstration does not diminish this deep perfection of wisdom, nor does non-demonstration diminish it. Demonstration does not increase it, and also non-demonstration does not increase it. The Lord. So it is, subhuti, non-demonstration of the perfection of wisdom does not diminish, demonstration does not increase it. It is as if a Tathagata should, during his entire life, speak in praise or dispraise of space, and yet the volume of space would not increase when he praised it and would not diminish when he does not praise it. For space does not increase through praise, nor does it diminish through non-praise. The endeavours with regard to the absence of an agent. Or it is as with an illusory man. Praise does not make him grow, nor does he waste away when there is no praise. Praise does not win him over, and when there is no praise, he is not frustrated. Just so the true nature of dharmas is just as much as it is whether it be demonstrated or not. The endeavour to do that which is hard to do. E7a. The ultimate aim is hard to realize. Subhuti. A doer or what is hard is the bodhisattva who, while coursing in perfect wisdom, does not lose heart when the perfection of wisdom is being preached, and does not mentally turn away from who persists in making endeavours about the perfection of wisdom and who does not turn back on the supreme enlightenment. And why? This development of perfect wisdom is like the development of space. But in space there can be no development of perfect wisdom, and the perfection of wisdom cannot be conceived in space, nor the other perfections, nor the skandhas too, nor the supreme enlightenment. Subhuti. I pay homage to the bodhisattvas, the great beings, who are armed with this armor. Those who for the sake of beings put on the armor want to exert themselves in to struggle for the sake of space, and they want to liberate space. Armed with the great armor are the bodhisattvas who put on the armor for the sake of dharmas which are like space. B. The training is difficult. They want to get rid of space or the firmament, those who for the sake of beings put on the armor. C. The activity is difficult. A great perfection of vigor has the bodhisattva who wants to know the supreme enlightenment for the sake of beings. And why? If this great trichiliocosm were quite full of Tathagatas, like a thicket of reeds, a bamboo wood, a sugar cane forest, a forest of Sakaramsara reed, or like a rice field, and if these Tathagatas would demonstrate Dharma for an eon or for the remainder of an eon, and if each single Tathagata would lead countless beings to nirvana, still one could not conceive of the depletion of repletion of the world of beings. And why? On account of the unreality of beings, on account of their isolatedness. And the same would be true if all the world systems in all the 10 directions were considered. It is by way of this method that I say, space would those want to liberate who for the sake of beings want to know full enlightenment. The endeavor is not barren. Thereupon, it occurred to a certain monk, I pay homage, O Lord, to the perfection of wisdom of the Lord, in which no dharma is either produced or stopped. The mass of morality is not conceived in it, the mass of concentration, too. The fruit of a stream winner, it not conceived in it. Sakra. If then, subhuti, a bodhisattva were to make endeavors about this deep perfection of wisdom, what would his endeavors be about? Subhuti. About space he would make endeavors, if he would endeavor to train in this deep perfection of wisdom. The endeavor is not conditioned by anyone else. Sakra. I will arrange for the shelter, defense, and protection of that son or daughter of good family who will take up this perfection of wisdom. Subhuti. Can you, Sakra, see that dharma which you wish to shelter, defend, and protect? Sakra. No, I cannot. Subhuti. When a son or daughter of good family stands in perfect wisdom as it has been expounded, then just that will be their shelter, defense, and protection. On the other hand, when they are lacking in the perfection of wisdom as it has been expounded, then hostile men and ghosts will get a chance to harm them. One would think of arranging shelter, defense, and protection for space if one would think of arranging shelter, defense, and protection for the bodhisattvas who course in perfect wisdom. What do you think, Kasaka? Are you able to arrange shelter, defense, and protection for a magical illusion, a mirage, a dream, an echo, a reflection, an image, a city of the Gandharvas? Sakra. Not so, then. Subhuti. Subhuti. So it is, Kasaka. One who would think of arranging shelter, defense, and protection for bodhisattvas who course in perfect wisdom would wear himself out to no purpose. What do you think, Kasaka? Are you able to arrange shelter, defense, and protection for a Tathagata, or for a Tathagata's magical creation? Sakra. Not so, then. Subhuti. Subhuti. So it is, Kasaka. One who would think of arranging shelter, defense, and protection for bodhisattvas who course in perfect wisdom would wear himself out to no purpose. What do you think, Kasaka? Are you able to arrange shelter, defense, and protection for the dharma element, for the reality limit, for suchness, for the unthinkable element? Sakra. Not so, then. Subhuti. Subhuti. Just so with the bodhisattvas. The cognition of the 7 aspects or points of comparison. Sakra. To what an extent has a bodhisattva who courses in perfect wisdom comprehended all dharmas as like a dream, a mock show, a mirage, an echo, a reflected image, a city of the Gandharvas, an illusory magical creation? Subhuti. To the extent that bodhisattvas do not put their minds even to the dream, or do not mind through the dream, or do not think that this is my dream, or do not mind in the dream, and so for the other 6, to that extent have they comprehended that all dharmas are like a dream. The sameness of the endeavors. Moreover, Kasaka, a bodhisattva who courses in perfect wisdom does not put his mind even to form, does not mind through form, does not mind in a dream, does not think mine is a dream, does not think this is a dream, and so on with the usual variations. The path of vision. A. The intimation of the presence of the 16 moments of the path of vision. Thereupon through the Buddha's might the 4 great kings in this great trichiliocosm, and the other gods up to the gods of the pure abode, scattered heavenly sandalwood powder and came to where the Lord was. They reverently saluted the Lord's feet with their heads and stood on one side. Thereupon through the Buddha's might the minds of all these deities were impressed by the sight of 1,000 Buddhas in the act of teaching the Dharma. In these very syllables. In these very words. with monks called subhuti asking question about just this deep perfection of wisdom as well as demonstrating it, and with sakras, chiefs of gods, asking counter questions about it. And so for the world systems in all the 10 directions. The Lord. Subhuti, just at this spot of earth the bodhisattva Maitreya will, after he has won supreme enlightenment, teach this very same perfection of wisdom. At just this spot of earth will the Tathagatas of this auspicious eon teach this very same perfection of wisdom, after they have won the supreme enlightenment. Acceptance of cognition of dharma in suffering. Neither permanent nor impermanent. Aspect. Impermanent. Subhuti. By which modes, O Lord, by which characteristics, by which signs will the bodhisattva Maitreya teach this perfection of wisdom after he has won the supreme enlightenment? The Lord. Here. Subhuti. The bodhisattva Maitreya will, after he has won the supreme enlightenment, teach dharma to the effect that form is not permanent or impermanent, not ease or ill, not self or not self, not attractive or repulsive. That it is neither bound nor freed. That it is not past, future, or present. And so for everything up to the Buddha dharmas. Cognition of dharma in suffering. Both eternity and annihilation are left behind. Aspect. Ill. Subhuti. How again will the bodhisattva Maitreya demonstrate dharma after he has known the supreme enlightenment? The Lord. He will demonstrate dharma to the effect that form is absolutely pure, absolutely pure. Acceptance of subsequent cognition of suffering. Pure. Aspect. Empty. Subhuti. Perfectly pure, O Lord, is the perfection of wisdom. The Lord, because of the perfect purity of form, subsequent cognition of suffering, not produced or stopped, not defile or purified. Aspect. Impersonal.